So this short video just shows you how to complete exercise 1 and kind of refreshes some of the commands. So the brief asks you to put a chimney stack on this side, or that's the way I interpret it. You could also put it on the top because it just says on the center line. So if I start with the reference plan, I think on the center line of this building we're putting a chimney stack here. So if I create a reference plane, and you can see it picks up in the middle, and then I know I'm coming out here by 500 millimeters. So if I click on this, I'm putting 500 millimeters. I can start to zoom in this area, and it's 1 meter, so it's 500 each way by 500 deep. So let me just do some extra reference lines. So across here, this would be 500, and across here, that was exactly 500 by eye. I was lucky. We've also got some chimney pots which are going to be here and here. So I'm going to put the reference planes in for those, and those are in 250, 500 centers. Do the same one here, 250. Then we've got 500 centers from kind of here to here. They're on the center line of this chimney breast. So if I did this and put a 250 in here, I put quite a lot of guidelines on there. You've also got to know what they mean. You can name these if you really want to. You can give these names, but I know this is the outside of the stack. So I'll start off by doing that. So I'll create the extrusion. This time I'll use a rectangle and go from here to here for the stack. Now when I do this, I press the tick button. Then if I click on this here, then I know that this is a extrusion, but I don't know where it starts and where it finishes. You can pull in a properties tab, and then you can see when I click on this, it gives me some information saying it starts at 0, which will be the reference level at the bottom of the house, and it's 250 deep. Now I've been told that this the distance to the top of the chimney stacks is 9,700 in the brief, and then I've been told that the 700 millimeters high from the top of the stack, so they're 9 meters to the top of the stack. So this figure here, rather than 250, would be 9 meters. So if I just type in 9,000 and press apply, then I haven't had to go into the other view and make that tall. So if I go back front, you see this is the thing I've just created, and I've said start at 0 and
sorry, I'm not
stop at 9,000, and there's going to be a chimney pot on top of here. So when I go back onto the view again, I'm going to be putting chimney pots here. So go to reference level. So now I've got the stack. I'm going to put some chimney pots about this center point. So this time you're creating an extrusion, but you're going to use a circle command. These are 300 diameter. This is showing me a radius, so they're going to be 150 radius. So I can just type in 150, which is kind of a shortcut. So I could do the same again here. I'm going to just create one at a time at the moment. If I did this now, the chimney pot would be solid, so I want to create a void extrusion. I also want to know what level these are at. So if I click on this, click that button. If I click on here, it's 0 to 250. So again, this chimney pot is down at the bottom. If I go to the front, the chimney pot's here, and I want it to be here. So if I go back to the reference level, rather than moving it around in 3D space, if I know where I am, I can click on this. I can say, well, I want it to start at 9,000. I want it to go to 9,700. Apply that. and then if you go to the front view, the chimney pot's now on the top. So once you get used to these commands, you can have a good speed things up a little bit and create images like this quite quickly. Back to the floor plan, and now because of the floor plan I can't see the chimney pot because this level is above the level that I'm working at. Let's see if I go to the reference level at the ceiling plan, I now can see that. So these levels, this one's at the bottom at reference level 0, this one's at a higher level because it's a ceiling plan. You can set where these levels are, so I can see the chimney at this point. So that's why it's disappeared on the reference level. So if I go to here, I want to create this time a void extrusion because I want to make the chimney pot a pot rather than being solid. So a void extrusion, I want it to be circular. It says it's 20 millimeters thick, so rather than 150 diameter, it's going to be 130. Again, if I tick that, this is a void extrusion. It's disappeared because it's gone down to the bottom and I'm on ceiling plan. But if I said here 9,000 and here 9,700 and apply, it'll appear again in this view. Again, you need to always keep your head in 3D space. So this one's a void extrusion and that one's a solid. I want to do the cut command. So if you remember, the cut command was cut, and then it was the void extrusion, and then it was what you're going to cut, which was here. So hopefully if I double escape that, that's now cut. Let's try that in 3D view. Let's go to this chimney and see if you can see it is actually hollow rather than solid. So now I've done that, I could either copy this to here and have two of them, or I could do the whole command again. So I'll leave that up to you, but once you've done that, you've then got a nice house that we've specified, this being the front view with the chimney here. So you can create things like this, and of course you can copy the whole of this and repeat it several times as well. So you get very quick at making these basic shapes. So you should be able to complete the exercise now. Please make sure you show this to one of the demonstrators before you move on to the next exercise and before you leave if you finish this early. Thank you.